Welcome aboard here for the Sony Cup Series round of California, or Auto Club for some of us here, and Cody Lamas proclaiming himself on top with a blistering lap time, 36.051 over Anthony Marchese, sitting second on his outside here. Both cars looked pretty good in qualifying and, well, looked in practice preceding that. Both cars, you could say, are pretty much cracked at the moment, but time will tell once this race ends. 100 laps await these drivers, all 42 of them to be exact. And, well, Dejan Weeks has a 12-point advantage over Zayden Davidson. Really, the top two have struggled to get points in these last few races, so looking to have a little bit of change of scenery for the 30 and the 91 teams respectively, though. But everybody else, though, trying to get head over heels for a win and maybe even a change in their championship hopes. One of those guys, Dom Capps, looking hot in the last two races, winning the last few, or really winning Darlington, and then having a very good points day, getting a podium in the preceding round at Charlotte. But the pace car is off. Cody Lamas will navigate his way and lead the way for that green flag here, as here we go. We're underway here in California. And you all see the battalion of cars thundering down the backstretch here for the first time. Cody Lamas is going to lead the way here. And there you see Weeks on that outside line. Everybody going to try maybe find some grip up there, but Weeks finds out. Otherwise, he's already up against the wall. And he's going to lose a crud ton of positions because look at everybody swarming around him towards the inside. They're going to go a big stack up for car number 30. And just like that in a heartbeat, he's already going to lose or really be out of the points just like that. 4 wide right behind him, to and fro. And you saw up there Dylan Schwalmer take the lead away from Cody Lamas. DJ Curtis wants to take the second spot away while Cody Lamas is still stuck on the top side. Marchese drops down to 4th, but Blake Warren hits sitting strong in the 5th position, basically where he started. But you see all these guys just sliding up the track, the inside line having a little bit of grip downwards. That middle groove, and Will Goss against the wall for turn 4. They're going to stack up a little bit in the back half of the field, but already some early chaos here in the first lap. Joseph Strigley going 3 wide here for the 3rd position. Looks like he'll get 2 birds with 1 stone, and just like that, Joseph Strigley up to the podium position. But Anthony Marchese, though, is going to fight right back, get the draft on his fellow Honda compatriot, as Blake Warren battles it out with Zayden Davidson, as Cody Lamas has a little bit of a gap right behind him and in front of him there, but everybody now starting to get single file here. Zayden Davidson wants to get the position early on. Here he goes right to the inside. Joseph Strigley, though, right to the bottom with Dylan Schwalmer. Curtis really did not have a good corner off of turn 4, and that's going to cause a little bit of a stack up between the top guys. But already some 3 wide, 4 wide action. Charles Samper, the one to be the daredevil into the first corner as he slides up the track. Bobby Jones up the hill as well. Charles Samper. Oh man, I mean, Sean Perkins about got the wall off of turn 2, and that's going to cost him a few positions as well, as Cal Farrell wants to join in on the party. You see Jeffrey White and Jesse Turner, a couple of these guys have not had more than ideal seasons, but they're starting to really get their P's and Q's together. Turner all over the quarter panel. Dom Capps off turn 4 as Zayden Davidson about kissed the wall. Eric Namax, you saw sparks fly underneath that number 18 as lap number 5 comes to really a beginning in this case, as Jesse Turner sends it back down towards the inside, sailing it into the corner, and looks like he'll be able to just fine. Joseph Strigley, though, now challenging DJ Curtis for the lead. Marchese going to give the 19 a little bit of a shove coming into the corner, but he's going to go way up high on the racetrack, and that's going to allow Dylan Schwalmer to go. You see him have to lift off the throttle there, and that allows really Schwalber Stinson as he kisses the wall for turn 4. Here comes Zayden Davidson and Blake Warren to come in on the attack. Maybe they could go for a late send, but Joseph Strigley off and away. Blake Warren, though, going to sail it right down towards the inside, up the hill. Contact made between the 2 Mercedes drivers, but able to save it and keep it going. Great car control from both of them. That could have been a disastrous wreck for Zayden Davidson, and that would have been only in lap 6, so that really would have been add to insult. Bobby Jones now trying to move down towards the inside as Bobo Jones also falling on tow. So the 2 Joneses of no relation to each other wanting to have a little bit of the cake there. Four wide action back here between Vince Freeze, Jeffrey White, Dom Capps, and Shade Eves here. And it's only lap 7, guys, and that's the thing. That makes it so crazy. These guys know they've got the fresh rubber, so they're going to make the most out of it. But you might want to be a little bit careful and cautious, because once a green flag run kicks in, you might be toast if you're too aggressive. And Charles Sanford, oh my goodness, a needle out of the haystack, about almost caused a collision between the points leader and Shade Eves, who had finally gotten himself some valuable points. He's been looking for it all season, and he's finally gotten them the preceding round, more or less. But Zayden Davidson 3 wide, Bobby Jones about kissing the wall. Just so much action to and fro, a lot going on here at California. But Joseph Strigley in command of this race so far, but Dylan Schwalberg head over heels behind that 86 as he gets it right down to the bottom of the track, getting the grips on that Game Bridge Toyota, still side by side off at turn 2. Will he be able to get the side draft? It doesn't look like it at the moment, but he could sail it in, send it in the corner, go for a dive bomb. And that might be the case here, as here goes Schwalberg back to the inside, not able to. Strigley holds command. Schwalbenberg has continued to reel in Joseph Strigley slowly but surely, and you see the 86 check up a little bit in the corner there, and that's going to be the window of opportunity that the 10 car has been looking for. And here goes Schwalbenberg down towards the inside. He's got a side draft Joseph Strigley, but that's just going to drag in Cody Lamas and DJ Curtis right back again. And there goes Cody Lamas to the inside of Joseph Strigley, knowing that Schwalbenberg was beside him, takes opportunity, and is going to really inherit the second spot, but Strigley going to fight back on that outside line. DJ Curtis is going to push the number 86 down the backstretch, and into turn 3 they all go. Schwalbenberg, though, holds command, holds the fort, but Cody Lamas is going to join in on second place as Joseph Strigley drops back down to third. Dane Stinson on the inside of Bobo Jones. That is for the 5th position, and what a start for Bobo Jones so far. Qualified 8th, now in 6th. With Dane Stinson on his inside, you see Bobby Jones going 3 wide on Vince Freeze here. That's for the final point spot here, as they all got around Jesse Turner, but Blake Warren, Dom Capps in hot pursuit. Not too far behind him, Eric DeMax. You see Sean Perkins trying to make a little peek to the inside of the 18, but decides to back out of it. But you see Cody Lamas right back towards the bottom. Schwalbenberg, a little check up off of 4. It's going to be 3 wide for the race lead. Joseph Strigley, Lamas, and Schwalbenberg. It's all side by side. 3 different manufacturers going at it here for the top spot. But here they go. Who's going to sail it in the hardest? And it's going to be Joseph Strigley up the racetrack. Almost a collision. Might have been a little bit of contact between him and the 48. And almost like the Blake Warren scenario, that could have been a wreck waiting to happen. But they all backed out of it and kept clean at the end of it. And Joseph Strigley, though, aggressive move to the bottom. He knows he wants to win this race, and well, he's got the car to win here today. At least one of the cars to win here today, and he takes it right back. So he lost the lead momentarily. It didn't take him long to get it back. But Anthony Marchese, though, with all these guys bowing it out, has joined in on this group of cars. Same with Zayden Davidson. We might see more contenders go at it here. You might see someone like a Jeffrey White, Jesse Turner, Bobo Jones, so keep an eye out on the intervals up on the top of your screen. But Zayden Davidson, though, needing this day with how Dejan Weeks has been struggling. If you're wondering where the 30 car is, he's sitting in 19th. So not the ideal run for this 30 car whatsoever. Weeks is just stuck in all this traffic. He's just been really down in the mid-pack, and he hasn't been able to do much as Cloud hits the wall for turn 4. Not ideal for that 56 team whatsoever, but turn of events for Dejan Weeks, though. This is a great opportunity for everyone else behind him to take advantage of this situation as Jeffrey White gets around Curtis there for the 7th position. But Joseph Strigley, again, the same story tells in this race so far. Really, that seems to be the recurring theme so far. He's got the car right now to lead, and oh, he's already pulling a little bit of a gap over second on down. You see Cody Lamas back to the inside of that Game Bridge Camry, and again, this is just what Joseph Strigley wants to see behind his mirror. Cody Lamas back to the inside of Dylan Schwalbenberg for a second. We've seen that time and time again. Jesse Turner thought about making a peek off of 4. He's put himself back into the points-paying position, sitting in 7th. You see Stinson, Curtis, and Stinson's in the wall. Something wrong with the 96 car. I think a right rear might be down on that Wendy's machine, and Bobby Jones ends up being the casualty that has to slow down, and a lot of other guys. That car is just out of control. Stinson trying to get out of harm's way, but oh my goodness, that could have been a lot worse for the 96 car as they all try to flurry their way, really just bob and weave past the 96 car, and Stinson trying to signal his car down pit road. Sean Harple ends up getting held up as a result, so that's nothing really, I think, what Harple envisioned coming down, but there goes car number 96 down pit road, but some right side damage, right rear down for Dane Stinson. Then that, what a shame it's been. He looked very good here today, and oh, that might not be the case here tonight. He might have to catch a lucky break once the leaders decide to pit, so we'll have to wait and see what fate tells this 96 car here tonight. Battle for the lead heating up. Cody Lamas, though, takes advantage here underneath Joseph Strigley, and there goes car number 48, the pole sitter, up front once again. And Zayden Davidson sitting in that third position here. That 91 car coming to life here so far in the event. Marchese sitting fourth. Jeffrey White has put himself into the top 5. The 11 has had some flashes of speed, but not as much as his teammate Jesse Turner sitting right behind him, just outside top 5. Schwallenberg Curtis. Then you got Vince Freeze. Dom Capps was one of the beneficiaries due to the Dane Stinson incident, but with no caution coming out, he's got a good gap behind Bobby Jones. Charles Sanford just outside the top 10, just sitting in 12th to Max 13th, and then Bobo Jones 14th, Sean Perkins, and Dejan Weeks 15th and 16th, a little bit of a duo close together. James Shelley has just been mired in the mid-pack, really just sitting in that 17th spot. James Silverfox has been marching his way through the field, started in 31st, now inside the top 20, and Ryan Acosta is also sitting in the top 20 in 19th, and Matthew Rodriguez, who started plumb last in this race, is now inside the top 20, so keep an eye out on that number 9 car. I'm not sure if he's quite the fastest car in the grid, but time will tell, and I've said that again, time and time again, as Joseph Strigley now retakes the lead away from Cody Lamas, but we'll just have to wait and see. I think would be the right way to describe this race for a lot of drivers here. Some drivers might be struggling now, but could look good when the time is right. So, yeah, if you say the amount of times I've said the same phrases over and over, you could probably get a good drink out of it. So, Zayden Davidson, though, still fighting for the podium spot, but Joseph Strigley, again, back in the lead. A little bit of an early rundown here, seeing the top 4 pretty much all single file. Joseph Strigley in the lead. Lamas looks a little bit low, but I think he's just going to wait for the time to pay for that 48 car. 91 of Zayden Davidson sitting 3rd. Then you got Anthony Marchese 4th. Jesse Turner in the 5th position. Jeffrey White now in 6th. DJ Curtis in 7th. Then you got Schwallenberg 8th. Freeze 9th. And then Bobby Jones in the final points paying spot in the 10th position. Then you got Eric DeMax battling it out with Dom Capps here for 11th. Charles Sanford sitting 13th. Bobo Jones has fallen a little bit backwards down the order, now maybe losing a spot to Sean Perkins for the 14th position. Dejan Weeks, ever since he got the wall contact on lap 1, has not looked the same since, sitting in that 16th spot. James Silverfox really just kind of stagnant in the 17th position despite the early mover, being one of the early movers of this race. James Shelley, then you got Acosta and Samuel England, your top 20 here. Matthew Rodriguez just outside of it with Logan Cloud. Blake Warren, who looked very good at the beginning of this race, kind of falling a little bit backwards down the order, might have used this stuff up. Shade Eves, Peter Onchak in 24th and 25th. Patrick Smith sitting in the 26th spot here with Noah Hart and Will Goss, who found early wall contact as well, just sitting in 28th. They're going to go 3 wide alongside each other. You see Hannah Allen just on the left side of your screen in that 29th spot. Sean Harple got slowed up due to Dane Stinson's issues there, sits in 30th, about to lose it out to Cal Farrell's number 33. And then you also have Diego Yepes just outside the top 30. Charlie Smith has not looked the fastest there. Lane Sanders looked very fast in practice, but you could argue it was a draft lap. Just in the back half of the field here, you also have Mitchell Collins in the 43. Miles Mashburn, Aiden Shepard, Francois Chastain, Dylan Young. Then you also have Gatlin Downey, Lars Van Schaik, and Dane Stinson, the only car a lap down in this race. But it's Joseph Strigley, though, been the guy to beat so far. Cody Lamas and a couple of others have been able to challenge, but it's been a 4-car breakaway. As you can see the disparity between them and the rest of the field. Jesse Turner on his own little island here. DJ Curtis and Jeffrey White just following on toe. And then Freeze, Schwallenberg, and Jones. Again, as you noted, your top 10. But here we go. Battle for the lead. Cody Lamas to the inside here. trying to take advantage of really Strigley's tires starting to lose some traction here. And here he goes right to the inside, gonna lead the lap just like that. And car number 48 in front of the field. Zayden Davidson, though, is going to follow right behind, and so will Anthony Marchese. They're all going to gang up around the Canadian here, but Cody Lamas holds his lead. But we're starting to see the inside not be as powerful maybe as people thought, but more or less it still has a proper grip, but it seems like you just can't diving in there as early as you can, maybe at the beginning of the stint. But as you see these tires start to wear down, the outside's starting to maybe come to life a little bit here, but it's car number 48 up front. Issues for the 87 of Lane Sanders. That car just not feeling right, and he's brought it down to the apron of the track, and looks like a mechanical gremlin strikes the 87. Could be a reported tire issue, just like Dane Stinson. You see he's got a little bit of right side damage, so I think that might have been the case for the Spam machine. So Sanders gonna have to bring it down pit road, and that's not going to look good for him. So just like Stinson, they're going to put on some fresh rubber, diagnose the issue, repair the damage, and, well, just hope for a Hail Mary, call to caution. Lamas still continues to lead the way. Zayden Davidson is holding his ground in the second spot. Marchese up the third, but look who's caught the top four. Jesse Turner's number 17 car, and that car has got some great long run speed here. So Turner's car coming to life at the best time possible, as he's going to try and make a move right to the inside of Joseph Strigley. Remember, Lane Sanders is also on those fresh rubber tires, so look at that car zoom to and fro here. So you already see the difference the tires have between Sanders and the rest of the field. Stinson in a very much similar situation. I believe someone came down pit road. I think Will Goss did. So, yep, looks like the 51 has come down pit road, so a very early stop for the Mercedes driver for flip side. So they're going to try and maybe go for a very funky strategy call here. So pit really early, get a massive undercut here. They've got nothing to lose with how they've been running. Goss had the early contact in the race, so I think they're really just going to roll the dice here, maybe hope for the best here. So interesting call here very early, but we expect a lot of drivers to kind of pit around near the end of the lap 49, 48, I'd say like 51-ish window, because they know they can pit at least once to top it off on fuel. But that's an interesting call. I do like that call. You've got nothing to lose, and you see Sanders trying to basically unlap himself, I believe. So I don't know if he's 2 down. He is 2 down, so Sanders is going to get one of his laps back. Everybody kind of lets him go because he's on the fresh rubber tire, so why would you want to battle with him in the first place? And, well, Sanders is going to wave himself goodbye to the leaders there. I am able to pass you on pace in this case. And Cody Lamas, though, now getting challenged from Zayden Davidson. Davidson found an opportunity to try and make a move, but to no avail, and backs out of it, though. But you see Turner advancing his way up to the 4th position. It's a 5-car breakaway now. Strigley's car starting to fade a little bit in this run here, so might have to make some adjustments in pit stops, maybe hope for a good banger stop, more or less, to propel yourself upwards in terms of track position. But very interesting call for the 51 team. The real question will be who's going to pit early, who will pit late. We're going to have to find out here soon enough. Dom Caps, though, on the move here. Dylan Schwamber's car has started to fade in this run here, as Caps just overtook him for the 9th position. Schwamberg in jeopardy of losing out on some potential points here. Eric DeMax, though, on the charge as well. Bobby Jones has kind of stayed stagnant, but he's really got caught on by the rest of these guys right behind him, though. So we're getting a bigger pack of cars, really 8th on back. But the top 5, though, on their own little island here at the moment. But Vince Freeze leading the brigade of cars right behind him. Schwamberg, oh, it's just a little bit slow there. Samper had to check up off the corner. DeMax nearly kissing the wall off of turn 4, about gave it a little kiss. But Bobby Jones backs out of it. Samper backs out of it, though. But DeMax breathes a little bit here just to maybe close in on that 10 car here. Sean Perkins trying to fend off Bobo Jones as Charles Samper's car washes up the hill here off of turn 1. But you see Jeffrey White, though. Great run for these guys. And James Silverfox on the outskirts of the points here. These guys all battling for a singular point and beyond. Vince Freeze, though, right now, based on where he's placed, gets 4 points out of the hat. So a great day for this 25 team. Freeze has been kind of under the radar, sitting top 10 in the point standings, and, well, a well-deserved top 10, more or less. It's about time that this 25 team, really the Martin crew, have picked it up this season. And, well, with this new car and it being basically an equalizer for a lot of teams, this has really helped his case. And we're starting to see some cars come down pit road here. Lap number 47, though this is Charlie Smith, we have to keep an eye on the window here. So Charlie Smith coming in, they're going to try and go for a massive undercut here. And let's see if we got any other takers. Gatlin Downey's going to follow in tow. So that 22 car's not had the best pace all race long. So they're like, well, why not? Go for it as well. So let's see if anybody else is going to follow. Jeffrey White in the top 10 is going to go for pit road here. So interesting call from the Fanatics team. Jeffrey White's going to be one of the first top 10 guys to come down pit road. Will we have any other takers? Bobby Jones is going to join in. Here he comes down pit road. So let the pit stops begin for Goss and Stinson and Sanders. Those guys, well, Sanders and Stinson had issues, but they're really just playing it long. Hope for a yellow in this case. Goss, I would say about the same thing to even out. Maybe went out on track position, but Cody Lamas has put on a gap over Jesse Turner, Zayden Davidson. These guys have been really squandering about for the top 5 spots, but Cody Lamas just holding his ground against the rest of them. But really, it's been a mixed bag between Turner, Davidson, Marchese, and Strigley, but we don't have anybody else coming down pit road now. Well, never mind. I just literally jinxed that as Vince Freeze, Schwallenberg, and Sanford come down. Ryan Acosta, so the SBR duo working together here. So the Shea Benyako Racing crew gonna try and get a little bit creative here. Here comes Harple, here comes Hannah Allen, and here comes Diego Yepes on tow near the back half of the field here. So there's Mitchell Collins, Francois Chastain, Miles Mashburn to follow online. Let's see who stays out. Zayden Davidson's gonna stay out an extra lap here. So Cody Lamas, Turner, Marchese, and Strigley. Curtis is gonna come down pit road. Goss again on a different cycle, basically off sequence to summarize that. Jeffrey White, you saw him already pit earlier, but it looks like I think everybody else. Shelley stays out on the track. I just saw his car on as a blip through the screen. So Shelley stays out an extra lap. So it's going to be very fun to see what Zayden Davidson and the crew, they're going to follow out. I think they're going to try and maybe make it to the end here. So lap 49, you're kind of calling it really borderline at this case, but Zayden Davidson's going to come down pit road. They should be able to make it, I would think, to the end. So interesting call. I like this call here. You might lose out on track position, but you're going to have the younger tires to compensate for staying out just a little bit extra. So Davidson brings his Mercedes down pit road. This could be the money stop for a lot of teams here, as there's James Shelley coming down pit road for his turn of performance number 71. There's Shane Eves, Patrick Smith to follow in line as well. They brought their cars down pit road. That should be the last of them. I don't think anybody else has pitted, or has a stayed out extra, but I think that should conclude it unless we have something dramatic happen. But Jeffrey White to the inside of Will Goss here. He did beat Cody Lamas off of pit road, and so did Will Goss, obviously. So really, those guys are going to capitalize with a pretty big gap, more or less, though. So we'll see what timing and scoring are going to tell us and display for us shortly, more or less. Jeffrey White, though, should be netted as the race leader. Will Goss sits in second. Cody Lamas now in the third position, not too far behind. So he's got the fresher tires, so he should be able to catch the top 2 with ease. There's Turner, there's Strigley, there's Zayden Davidson off of pit road. He's going to be, we might have a really good, really maybe not as bad of a loss maybe as I thought, or maybe a lot of people thought he would have, as Curtis now going to the inside. They're all trying to split Dane Stinson. Remember, the 96 is on way older tires, so they're about to go 4 wide, about split the 96 through the inside and the outside. They're all 3 wide alongside each other, the CBM cars side by side. But Anthony Marchese says, thank you very much. I just got past both of you. Just like that, it's as easy as can be for that 83 car, as Curtis whips it to the inside past Zayden Davidson. Those tires still cold for the 91 car, and Shade Eves about nearly hit the wall, or Vince Freeze, excuse me, about nearly hit the wall for turn 2. Almost got them confused. As Schwallenberg and all the gang, they're gonna conglomerate up there as Jesse Turner and Joseph Strigley trade positions here, but they're all trying to chase down Jeffrey White's number 11 here. A little bit older tires compared to Lamas and the rest, so let's see the gap here. 3.86. Goss is on way older tires, so keep note of that 51 car here. But Jeffrey White, though, in the lead of this race. You're already starting to see the difference in tire age between Dane Stinson and the rest of the field. Is one of the prime examples. You see all these guys just zip around on the outside line. Charlie Smith, that undercut we mentioned, we noted him before, 18th right now. So great spot, great track position here, but again, at the cost of those tires being a little bit older. But that truth be told, that's still a pretty good effort for the Crossroads team. They did not start really well, started in 36, so one of the bigger movers in this race, more or less. Couldn't quite articulate the words out of my mouth, but that 31 car, very good track position indeed. Ryan Acosta, though, one of the guys that's just, again, still kind of levitating around top 15, top 20 range here. But DJ Curtis on the move to the inside of Bobby Jones. Got past Anthony Marchese here. He's on the prowl. That 19 car coming to life here. Made some good adjustments here. And there goes Marchese zipping around the 47 to the inside. He goes just like that. Jeffrey White, though, still holding his ground, though. Srigley just got around Goss. Lamas got around Goss, but he's extended the gap just a little bit here, 3.29 seconds, but that might as well be short-lived as Jesse Turner now to the inside of Will Goss for the 4th position. And again, kind of like Stinson, just on older tires as that 51 car, so they're really just hoping for a yellow to happen. But Curtis Racing 1-2 in this race, so the 48's looked fast, but the 11's been a solid top 10 car all race long, but he's got some clean air, though, has to deal with a little bit of lap traffic right near him, so gonna be a very interesting sequence of laps to decide who could win this race, as we've already gotten past the halfway point at this rate. But Curtis Racing 1-2, Srigley 3rd, Turner 4th, Goss 5th, big gap, though, from 6th on back. As you see the rest on down, you saw on your leaderboard, your ticker. But pretty much, good gaggle of cars battling it out here. Matthew Rodriguez just got past Bobo Jones and Sean Perkins and Samuel England. And Dejan Weeks is still stuck in no man's land in 22nd. So this 30 car, even with the adjustments made, they have just not looked that good at all. Samuel England's going to lose out a spot here as he washes way up the track. And here goes Weeks trying to get 2 spots just like that. Charlie Smith, though, running a little bit away from these guys right near him, so kudos again to that 31 crew. Dom caps up the track way up into the marbles, not where you want to be, as he loses out a few spots to the Max and Silver Fox, so not good for them. Dylan Schwalberg, though, thought about looking to the inside, but decides better of it, though, more or less. But Lamas, though, actually lost a few tenths on that 11 car, so Jeffrey White's been doing a pretty good job of really salvaging those tires. But again, really just got to let the laps wind down. He just lost a few hundredths there, more or less, so we'll have to see what these drivers will do, how these tires will last. And right now, though, again, White with the lead. Joseph Srigley has gotten around Cody Lamas for the 2nd position, and they've been able to close the gap on Jeffrey White. It's only less than 3 seconds now between the 11 and the 86, though, so White still has a pretty good gap. But oh, there's smoke up ahead. Someone blew up, someone broke down. Oh, it's the 07 Miles Mashburn's car up in smoke. Looks like the engine might have grenaded on the 07, and just like that, this is going to change everything in this race. Jeffrey White had a pretty good lead. Did anybody fall a lap down? Yes, the 59 actually did fall a lap down, but if you're the 86, you're the 87, the 51, the 96, you're still on the lead lap. So this is the saving grace that those drivers that had early issues needed, had to pit early. This is just what they envisioned. They needed that yellow, and well, looks like they got it indeed. And Jeffrey White's going to lead the field right down towards the line. The free pass will go to Lars Van Schaik, so everybody's going to be on the lead lap. Obviously, the 07 car is going to be out of the race, but Jeffrey White, though, that lead evaporates, but I think it was going to really just disintegrate sooner or later, just a matter of when these guys were going to catch him. But now everybody's going to be on an even playing foot here, unless you decide to stay out for God knows what, but we'll have to wait and see here. Everybody looks like they're going to commit down towards the bottom here, top 4. Oh, no, it's kind of a no-brainer if you want to pit. You just want to top off on gas, make sure you're good to go. You see the big gap here on out. Zayden Davidson's actually going to stay out on the track. Davidson's going to stay out on the track. This is actually, I don't know how I feel about this, guys. Very interesting call to put the 91 car out on the track. Maybe get that track position they need. Maybe they think that the tires don't make much of a difference, but I digress, honestly. James Shelley's going to stay on the track. I think the guys that actually, oh no, I think the guys that actually are that think maybe they're banking on a really quick yellow. You see Davidson stay out, Shelley stay out, Eve stays out, and so does Patrick Smith. I think this is not a good... I don't really agree with that call. I wouldn't really go with that if I were you, but you're going to see all these guys down pit road. Everybody else, though, they're pitting. They know they just got to top off, but they might as well... You might as well take the tires while you're at it, so it looks like... Yeah, I couldn't quite get the camera angles there, but everybody's going to take 4 tires and gas, so you know you can make it to the end definitely if you do just that. So gonna top off here. Jeffrey White, good stop there. Looks like Cody Lamas, really good stop for the 48, and I think he beat them both off the line. Strigley's gonna zoom out ahead, thinking he's got it. Jeffrey White, pretty solid stop for him. Jesse Turner, Bobby Jones, Will Goss, one of the big winners off of this. He's gonna have a very, very good time as James Silverfox wants to go to the outside of Charles Sanford. I think he's trying to protest the spot against the 8 card. I think he got it actually, so I think officials are letting him know that he's got the spot. Charles Sanford, Schwallenberg, Caps. There is Freeze, Acosta, Matthew Rodriguez, DJ Curtis. Dreadful stop for the 19 crew. Charlie Smith, though, right behind him. Samuel England, Eric DeMax. All these other guys, though, you see Marchese did not do well with his pit stop at all, so that's a really big bummer for the 83 team. They really threw the ball on that one, and I think... Oh, I don't know what he's doing. I think they're trying to... I think based on where he was at the line off of pit road, he might have passed a few cars. So I think they're trying to get themselves reshuffled here. And that looks like that might be the case. Looks like, yep, looks like that'll be the case here. So everybody getting themselves lined up together, though. But very bizarre call for really the top 4 guys for Zayden Davidson. You know that Dejon Weeks is struggling. You know your rivals have not been the best this whole race. You've been top 5 essentially this whole run, but why stay out? Oh, well, we're going to have to ask them maybe a little bit later, but Zayden Davidson, James Shelley, Shade Eves, Patrick Smith. Honestly, I think you guys might be asking for a death wish here. It might be a death wish for the top 4, but for everybody else, it's just free spots for them regardless. And I think for the other championship rivals, knowing that Zayden Davidson stayed out, they got notified about it. They know that that 91 car is going to be pretty much a sitting duck, and really that whole top 4 in general will be pretty much sitting ducks. But for, again, Stinson, Sanders, all these other guys that undercut, more or less, just tried to hope for a caution. They got what they wished for, but this is going to be a very, very interesting restart. So here's what happened with Miles Mashburn, and yep, the car just simply blew up and hit the wall and slid in his own oil and just spun it up towards the high side. Jeffrey White, oh my goodness, he about nearly T-boned him. That would have been costly for that 11 crew, but just like that, the 07 blows up, and now the race goes Miles Mashburn. And coming down pit road, almost missed out on this. There was a little bit of chaos, to say the least, and Gatlin Downey forgot to use the brakes there, and maybe got on the brakes a little bit too late, and ran into the back end of Diego Yepes' Arctic machine, and well, that's certainly not what Spa needed at all. And well, the 77's got a little bit more rear downforce in this race, maybe make it a little bit looser as a result, but well, that's going to be a little bit of a repair job for him and for the 22 team as well. But again, all these guys, though, 4 fresh tires, fuel topped off. Very interesting to see what these drivers can pull off coming to the restart. So here's your top 10. Zayden Davidson leads, James Shelley second, Eves third. Then you got Patrick Smith in 4th, Cody Lamas in 5th. You saw the 19 car down there. We'll talk about it just a little bit later. Joseph Straley 6th, Jeffrey White 7th, Turner 8th, Jones 9th, and Will Goss your top 10. DJ Curtis, you saw his car down the apron there. Looks like a mechanical gremlin plagues that number 19 car. He's going to bring that car down pit road. And talk about unfortunate timing for the CBM crew here. Looks like both cars aren't going to get points at this rate, but the green flag back underway here. Zayden Davidson, good jump on the rest of the field. Caught James Shelley sleeping, and that's a little bit of a breathing space for the 91, but let's see what these guys on new tires got underneath those hoods of each individual race cars. Cody Lamas back towards the bottom of the racetrack. I think everybody's going to really kind of make a little alliance here to get around the guys on old tires, so Patrick Smith going to be a sitting duck here on the top side. As there goes Cody Lamas to the inside. You see the difference in tire where Wrigley getting bottled up as Jeffrey White to the inside. Look at Cody Lamas just slice through the guys on old tires easily and off a turn 4. That 48 car just It's going to be off and away. Rockets away for Cody Lamas side by side with Zayden Davidson. Davidson, I don't think, will be able to put up a proper fight. And just like that, there he goes. Jeffrey White, though, is going to try and take second up the hill. He's going to go. James Shelley nearly rubbing fenders here. Charles Samper is going to be one of the guys that's going to really put his car up forwards here. In the SBR crew coming to life at the best time here. Jesse Turner, though, on the bottom. Schwalberg trying to make it 3 wide underneath. Shelley's car just struggling for grip. As you see Vince Freeze sail at 4 wide. Joseph Strigley's just getting bottled up in traffic as James Shelley kisses the wall before. Mitchell Collins looks like he might have mirrored exactly what the Bet 71 foretold. And look at Charlie Smith, 4 wide action, 2 rows deep. It is pure chaos here at Auto Club. And Charlie Smith way up the hill there, nearly got the wall. I think Shelley might have gotten the wall back there. We just didn't see it. There he goes, like dragging his car against the safer barrier. But Charlie Smith, though, trying to make some action here. Samuel England trying to find some lost ground. That car had not been strong all day, but he might have found something in that 82 car at the best time possible. Noah Hart on the inside of Ryan Acosta here. But you already see Eves and Davidson already plummeting down the order there. I don't think they're hoping for a yellow at this rate. If there's no other way, because if this goes green all the way, they're basically screwed as Noah Hart slides up the track. Peter Onjak tries to capitalize here. He's trying to get back into the top 20. But you see Eves and Davidson now clogging up both crews of the track in the secondary pack of cars. Now awaits these guys, but Cody Lamas, though, he is off and away. Jesse Turner trying to go at it for second underneath Charles Samper, while the rest of them going at it for 5th on back as James Silverfox has put himself into the point standings. Where on earth did he come from? That 34 car coming to life, also with the advantage of traffic, has put that 34 car back up towards the grid. There's Joseph Strigley, Eric DeMax back into the points paying positions here. Looks like maybe, yeah, just got around the 44 Bobo Jones, but you see Will Goss, who started off pretty good, is now back outside the points, but maybe a lot better in terms of track position earlier in the race. So the 51 car still pretty much in the good net gain out of this, you would say, as gets around Samuel England. There you see Peter Onjak now finally getting around Shane Eves. Don Katz has dropped a little bit down the order, but we expect these guys maybe to come to life as the run goes on. Joseph Strigley inside of Jeffrey White, though, will be able to fight with ease. Dylan Schwallenberg thought about making a move underneath Charles Samper, just couldn't get the run off the corner. And Charles Samper's going to live to fight another day as he slots in behind the number 8. But Cody Lamas, though, look at the gap. He's got almost a second advantage over Jesse Turner and Anthony Marchese, as here comes the Red Bull back towards the inside of Turner. Gets a little bit loose off of turn 4. About almost lost it underneath himself. And Jesse Turner, though, is going to fight strong, defend his position valiantly. And let's see if Marchese sails it down into the corner. A big dive to the inside, and just like that, Marchese back up to second, and now he's got to set his eyes and hunt down Cody Lamas. The ensemble of backmarkers sitting back here, just Diego Yepes, despite the back end damage, is just still holding on pretty well against some of these guys. Mitchell Collins still stuck on the inside. Charlie Smith has fallen back ever since the restart. Dylan Young trying to gain some lost ground as Francois Chastain trying to go 3 wide on Lars Van Schaik and Lane Sanders. His Aiden Shepard's car does not look good at all compared to his teammate as Sanders finds the outside wall. There you see Zayden Davidson and James Shelley try to zip on by, but really you look at Davidson, you look at Shelley, you look at Smith and Eves, and they're probably punching themselves right now with how boneheaded the call might have been at this rate. So a little bit of hindsight bias, maybe hoping that a quickie yellow happens with how chaotic the field can get on restarts, but that might not be the case here with how spread out the field's already starting to get. Dejan Weeks, though, again, as we noted, the points leader coming in is in 21st right now, just got past Logan Cloud, and even with the adjustments and the pit stop, the 30 car just no speed. It's just kind of baffling to see and puzzling to see that Weeks has had no speed in that 30 car ever since the opening lap. Matthew Rodriguez, though, we noted him. He's in 17th right now. Noah Hart in the 16th spot right now. Great run for Anjado. Just what this team needs, and maybe they're hoping maybe for a little bit more casualties to maybe steal a point spot at this rate. You see there, Bobo Jones starting to lose positions here as Silver Fox gets around him. Bobby Jones, tries to get around Bobo. So Bobo and Bobby going at it side by side for a brief moment, but backs out of it here. Jeffrey White trying to get around the inside of Dylan Schwallenberg. It's falling back a little bit on the restart here. And you see he's going to try again here to maybe go for attempt number 2. Vince Freeze, though, going to go 3 wide off of turn 4. That's very brave, and we've seen this time and time again, but that's the lovely part of this track in a nutshell. But Freeze not able to get the run off the corner. James Silverfox is going to go take the advantage on the outside line, as there goes Jeffrey White zooming past the number 10. As there's Freeze sliding up the hill here. Dom Caps has reeled in these guys, Bobby Jones, Sean Perkins, so we've still got a pretty good gaggle of cars for the 8th position, the herd of them, all trying to get those final few points-paying positions here. As Bobo slides up the track, Samuel England's going to try and force it 3 wide through the middle. Dom Caps tried to go to the bottom, but just couldn't get the run off. And there goes Samuel England past Bobo Jones. That is for the 11th position, so Red Bull trying to get both their cars in the points here. England has struggled. Marchese has looked strong, so I think the 82 has maybe found the right adjustments needed, as they're now trying to put Schwallenberg outside the point standings here. So at least outside the points is Silver Fox, now to the inside here of the number 10. Looks like he might be able to do so. You see Anthony Marchese has closed in the gap on Cody Lamas. There goes Silver Fox. There goes England past car number 10. But here we go. Anthony Marchese back up to the point. Looks like he got around Cody Lamas off of turn 4, and we've got ourselves a good lead change here. Joseph Srigley to the inside as Lamas got way out of shape coming into turn 1, nearly against the outside wall. And that's going to cost the 48 car a lot of ground, and that's going to allow Turner, Sanford, the Max to close in here. 6-way battle for the lead here as we're coming up towards 20 laps to go here at California. Peter Ronjak, Blake Warren side by side, but Noah Hart and Dejan Weeks wants to think otherwise, and a big send to the bottom. A kamikaze attempt by Weeks way down on the inside, trying to get both of them, but just couldn't there. Almost made contact between the two. And Dejan Weeks is going to lose out here because Will Goss is going to be outside, but Weeks could actually just send it in again in turns 3 and 4, maybe to see if he can do something, but he just can't quite get there. Goss has to check up in the corner. But look at Kyle Farrell. He's going to have a mega run off of turn 4. Maybe take advantage of Dejan Weeks' misfortunes here. This 30 car, again, has just not looked good at all. So you see Blake Warren, though, starting to move forwards here. He's now to the inside of Bobo Jones. So they think the HP car is starting to come to life at the best time possible. Schwallenberg looked strong at the beginning of this restart. Now sitting in 14th. Matthew Rodriguez climbing up towards the point slowly but surely, maybe trying to get into that top 10 just on the outskirts here. Dom Caps, though, on the march now. This 6 car so sneakily fast in this race, and now he's just got past Vince Freeze here. That is for the 7th position. England trying to get to the inside of White, but White shuts the door, but England says, no, I'm going to go 3 wide there, bud. Here he goes to the inside. England sails it in the corner. Freeze slides up the track. White slides up the track. And England just got really tight off of turn 2, and that allows Silver Fox, Perkins, and Rodriguez to close in on that 82 car. But Jeffrey White, though, holding his ground on the inside line. Freeze on his outside. Meanwhile, battle for the lead commences. Joseph Srigley to the inside of Anthony Marchese. Got past him. Cody Lamas is going to follow online. And there they go, past the number 83. Charles Sanford and Turner are trying to work together to catch up to the top 3, but with these guys battling it out, it just allows them to close in. Lamas, though, good run off of turn 2, though, down the backstretch. They're going to go side by side here. Lamas has a little bit of straight line speed. Can he send it in the corner? Here he goes. Cody Lamas back to the bottom. Srigley holds strong on the top. Still neck and neck off of turn 4. That's just going to allow Anthony Marchese to reel them both in again. Turner now on the inside of Charles Sanford this time, but they're still neck and neck for the lead. A never-ending battle between the guys. And just Cody Lamas seems like his car is really glued down on the bottom. To the inside, he's going to go just above the seam. And there goes car number 48 in command. Srigley, though, is going to hold a very strong effort here as Marchese gives him a shove down the backstretch, and into turn 3 they go. all of them side by side. Srigley in the corner. Lamas sends it in, and he's got the lead off of turn 4. Joseph Srigley loses out to the lead. Lamas to the point, and now Marchese back to the inside of the 86. Not quite able to this time around, but Jesse Turner and Charles Sanford have joined in, but also keep an eye out on Eric DeMax's number 18. Don't count him out just yet. These guys have been battling it out to and fro, but DeMax has used less tire compared to the top 5, but the real question is, does he have the speed? He's only 1.3 seconds, so I wouldn't say he's out of the equation just yet. But Joseph Srigley, though, now has to chase him down, but he washes up the track. Anthony Marchese, though, able to get to the inside once again, but the run seemed to stall out for the really second and third. Charles Sanford and Turner are just kind of chilling right behind him, hoping for the best and letting these guys waste their stuff out. And that just comes to show with the experience in both those two drivers here, Turner and Sanford being long-time faithfuls to the Sony Cup Series, more or less. Turner a bit newer than Sanford, obviously, but Eric DeMax, though, young gun, blazing through, losing a little bit of ground, 1.44 seconds. Dom Cap still again in 7th, England in 8th, and then White 9th and Freeze 10th. Matthew Rodriguez, though, starting to put the prowl down, putting the power down at the best time here. This 9 car, they've been starting at the back this whole race, stuck in the top 20, but this caution really helped them out, and he is just only a spot away of stealing a point away from some of these drivers that have run up front the whole race. Same with Samuel England. These guys didn't look good at the start, but when it matters the most, they are really executing at the finish. But Cody Lamas now holding a comfortable gap, 3/10 of a gap over Anthony Marchese. Joseph Srigley's car starting to fade a little bit in this run here. And oh man, Charles Sanford on the quarter panel here. I think Cody Lamas wants that 8 car to battle these guys out. The two teams, the SBR and KR teams, trying to work together here. More or less, they're still going to go at it for themselves, obviously, but more or less in terms of the manufacturer, Chevy has not been the most ideal this year, despite Lamas getting Sanford getting those wins. But right now, this 48 car looks so good in clean air right now. Marchese, though, and Srigley have been the guys to challenge him out, but only a few laps left in this race. But that's 48 car looks to be the car to be in this second half. Noah Hart's car has disintegrated here, the engine blowing up on the 70 car. So unfortunate scene of events for the Dairy Queen machine, and out of the race goes car number 70. Noah Hart was as high up in the top 15 realm, but it's not meant to be here. They were 25th around that time, but tough break for the 70 team. Anthony Marchese has been really gradually pulling the gap down on Cody Lamas. It's now their fate to decide who will win this race. A 5-car battle to decide it all. Eric DeMax, I don't think is going to be an issue here. Well, I thought he would be an issue there, but, well, it aged really poorly, more or less. But Cody Lamas is now feeling the pressure from Anthony Marchese. Joseph Srigley starting to fall a little bit back from the top 2, though, but he's just got to hope these guys go at it once again. And Anthony Marchese has just been hounding this 48 car, trying to force him into an error. And here he goes, off turn 4, a little bit shaky off the corner. Goes Cody Lamas, really good corner for the 83. Here he goes, Marchese right down to the bottom of the track. Whips it down to the inside, and here they come, roaring into turn 1. And looks like Marchese's going to have the advantage past Cody Lamas here in turn 1. And he's got the lead just like that. Lamas shifts back to 2nd. And Srigley has closed in the gap because of those two going at it. And meanwhile, Charles Sanford only 7/10 back from the leader. Jesse Turner a 2nd back. So these guys, I don't think they've got race-winning cars unless these guys all go 3 wide all of a sudden. But even so, good point saves though. But don't count them out just yet. But Cody Lamas is now on the back bump for the 83 yet again. The draft so strong at this track. I haven't really talked about the draft as much as I should have, but more or less, though, Lamas again going to look to the inside on the 83 car a little bit. Oh, man, all over the quarter panel there off of turn 2. Looked a little bit sketch, but he decides to wait for another chance. I think Lamas knows he's got a very good car. Marchese knows he's got a good car. The top 2, again, in practice and quali, are the top 2 in the race, so which is actually kind of surprising when you think about it. Usually, it never happens here in the Sony Cup Series, or really any FBRL sanctioned series, but Here we go, Lamas to the inside of Anthony Marchese here. He's going to pull exactly what Marchese pulled the preceding laps before, and well, he's going to use it with ease, and Cody Lamas is just going to roar his way past. A power move to the inside goes car number 48, and only 7 laps to go in the event. Joseph Strigley now on the back bumper of Marchese this time around, so Joseph Strigley decides to make a move. That's going to help Cody Lamas once again. Let's see here, Strigley just all over the back bumper of the 83 car once again. Maybe trying to loosen the car up of a 4. Charles Samper and Turner, they're starting to fade here. Turner's really losing out on some advantage here, so 1.21 here, so I don't think that's going to help Turner here. Lost a 10th just now, so I don't think Turner's going to win this race. I don't think Samper's going to win this race, but maybe lap traffic will say otherwise here, so maybe we might see Patrick Smith get in the way here. That could be the saving grace for Turner and Samper here, but also could be the detriment of the leaders up front. But Cody Lamas now having to approach lap traffic. Let's see what he can do around Patrick Smith's old tires on that S304 car. Let's see if he can get around the S3 Motorsports entry here. Cody Lamas just gets to the inside. Smith's going to get out of the way, so no lack of cooperation there, but Strigley actually is the one to get held up as a result, so that's actually going to hurt the 86 car. Charles Sanford and the others are going to say, ooh, man, good shot for us, let us cook. But now they're all bottled up behind the 04 car, so now this is going to be a 2-car race for the win. So Anthony Marchese now has to chase down Cody Lamas, as here they come up towards more lap traffic. Zayden Davidson going to be there up close, same with James Shelley, but they've caught him at a very good spot. So if Cody Lamas and Marchese can navigate their way through Davidson and Shelley, this is a good chance. Jesse Turner, though, is going to get third away from both Strigley and Sanford, but Strigley continuing to get held up. So now Joseph Strigley's just stuck behind Patrick Smith, and Smith's just trying to get out of the way, but Strigley's just stuck behind him. I don't know, dirty air. I'm going to blame it on dirty air, really. But Cody Lamas, though, gets around James Shelley. Anthony Marchese now to the inside of the 71, so now it's only mano-a-mano, car versus car, Chevy versus Honda, Red Bull versus Curtis Racing. So now, 3 laps to go in the event. Lamas, though, has a very good gap over Anthony Marchese. The lap traffic really aided the 48 car in this case. Now it's half a second over car number 83. Meanwhile, Jesse Turner still sits in the 3rd position. Charles Sanford, though, could steal it away if Zayden Davidson gets in the way. And looks like they're going to get away on both Turner and Sanford. And Joseph Strigley is going to say thank you. But here goes Marchese down the inside. Oh, is he coming down pit road? Oh, yeah, no, it looks like he's coming down pit road. I don't think they may put enough fuel to bring it in. So the real question is, Marchese's not good to go on fuel. Did they top off enough, or did they... maybe something wrong with the fuel can? Not sure what happened, but the 83 down pit road with 2 laps to go. Peter Ronjak brings his car down. He looked to have a pretty decent run, though not in the points, was in 14th at the time, so Onjak's not good to go. Neither is Marchese, so what it could have been an amazing day for the 83 car has now gone down the toilet. And all it is for Cody Lamas, he's just got to cruise on home. Doesn't look like he's signaling the pit, so I don't think anybody else, let's look at this cam here, nobody else is coming down pit road. I think it's just something wrong with the 83. They didn't probably top off as much as they envisioned, but the white flag is in the air. 1 more lap to go here for Cody Lamas. He's got a very, very comfortable gap over Jesse Turner. There you see Onjak coming off of pit road. There is Anthony Marchese, what could have been a 2nd place run, maybe even the race win. But Cody Lamas was fast in practice, was fast in quali. He had the pace here tonight. And here we go off of turns number 3 and 4. Cody Lamas is going to win this race here at Auto Club. Here he comes across the start-finish line. It's win number 6 for car number 48. And Cody Lamas, a huge win for him. And it's brought him closer to the championship fight. A full-on 25 points in the grid. And as noted, he was the fastest in practice. He had the pace. And well, Cody Lamas has won this race. Jesse Turner in 2nd there to wrap up the podium. Joseph Strigley in 3rd. I think Sanford actually might have gotten screwed by the lap traffic near the end of it, though. Dom Caps, though, ends up in 5th. I think the Max might have gotten held up by the lap traffic, though. I think that's why you might have seen the leaderboard there. But how about Samuel England, P6? A lot of good guys that had not done the best got points. Matthew Rodriguez, a colossal climb from 42nd all the way up to 7th. Amazing, amazing effort for car number 9. The Max was in 5th at one point in this race, dropped down to 8th. How about car number 99? Blake Warren came out of nowhere. We hadn't talked about him that much this race, but how about a splendid top 10 run? That's one way to get some points here for Blake Warren. P9 for him, and Vince Freeze racking up the last points paying spot with a singular point, finishing in 10th. How about that, though? Cody Lamas on pole, fastest in practice, fastest in qualifying. Basically almost a perfect weekend. And looking at the stats here, he actually led 48 laps, so pretty fitting for car number 48, though. Dominant race for Cody Lamas in the second half. Took advantage of some really botched strategy calls from a couple of drivers here, but wondering where Dejan Weeks finished. He finished in 15th. So again, no points for car number 30. Zayden Davidson had no points. The Max got points, though, but not a lot. Dom Caps has gotten a rack ton of points here. 10 points with that 5th place position. That's putting him closer and closer to the hunt. Dom Caps could rise of the ashes and be a champion here this year. With Davidson and Weeks not looking too good, the Max didn't capitalize as much, but you could argue with the lap traffic might have hurt him. Wow. Turn of events. Samuel England needed some points here. Great run for them as needed. Matthew Rodriguez has not had a great season. He was 19th in points coming in. He needed that. Vince Freeze needed that singular point, was sitting 8th. That was going to tie it up with Schwallenberg. Though with Lamas winning, he's going to be about, I would say, 20 points from the leader with 25 down. So, well, 45 down coming in, so that's going to be 20. But, man, huge shift in the championship, though. The top 2 will remain unchanged. But the gap from 3rd on down starting to shrink, though, with the Max, Caps, Lamas getting those points. That's going to help them. Vince Freeze, though, not quite out of it yet. But after this round, though, we're starting to see a slimmer amount of championship contenders here. Only got 18 rounds 18 through 20, so realistically, only can get 75 points. So if you're, let's say, like 74, yeah, you just got to go for a miracle if you're like 75 and less. So really, those, I would say, top 3, they've got a very good shot. And all it takes is one good race to decide it all. But otherwise, let's cut the chase here. Congratulations to Cody Lamas on the win. We'll take a look at the rest of the race results and the point standings. Really more or less of the top 20 in this case, as we conclude the round of Auto Club here tonight. A spectacular race, lots of action, not many wrecks, but a few mechanical failures and interesting strategy calls that put a lot of faces in the points here tonight. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.